Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, Prime Minister Skerrit says school will remain open until shutting them down becomes inevitable. One of the largest supermarkets takes steps to protect customers and staff from COVID-19, and the coronavirus pandemic expected to slow down implementation of the Agricultural Livelihoods Restoration Project. The details coming up.
Away $40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch the flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you want to win cash galore.
We flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? From flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Don't want to be burdened with debt beyond retirement? We get it. Consider this. The term of your loan should fall within income earning years. Will your pension benefit be sufficient to cover mortgage installments and other monthly obligations? Then why delay in applying for these high-valued loans? At NBD, we offer financial planning catered to you. Contact us at 767-255-2337 or visit us at any of our branches today.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partage l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. Animez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, every video join Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
First up in the news, the emergence and spread of COVID-19 has forced some countries to shut down schools in certain areas. That's an issue which has been raised here, and Prime Minister Skerrit addressed it at Thursday's briefing by the Ministry of Health. The Prime Minister believes there are very good reasons why schools will continue to remain open, at least for the time being.
There have been suggestions from the public about the closure of schools. I appreciate that suggestion. There are merits to it, but there are also challenges to it. And the question we ask, we always tell people that, look, a school is not only a place where you go to learn to read and write, and to do arithmetic. It is also for many children, their attendance is a guarantee for a sure meal. But you also have another challenge. If we send the students home before the Easter vacation, how many families in Dominica are able to provide the home care required for the children while they're at work? And so you send them home, and then they go home, but there's a playing field in the community. And the same 40 students from that primary school who we send home are now playing every day in the playing field. What do you do with this issue? So if every decision you take or every decision you call to be taken, there are other things that have to be considered. And so we have decided to hold back the closure of schools and to use the opportunity of students' attendance at school to educate them, to go through drills of washing their hands and sanitary practices, so that if we have the students going back home and educating their grandparents and their parents and their brothers and sisters, then we can certainly overcome a huge challenge.
The Prime Minister says the decision to close schools will be taken if the need arises, but government is mindful of the implications of closing school on the family and the society generally.
We don't want to have a situation where a lady with 5 children, all of them are less than 10 years old, she has a little job that takes care of the family, then she may have to leave the job. And she has no income, you understand? So there are merits to both sides of the argument, but at the end of the day, we have to take a decision, and I believe that is better suited for the time being. And so we have tried to follow very clearly what has been advised and when do you take certain actions. They've been talking about closing our country, shutting down the airports, shutting down the ports. Now, when you shut down the ports, and we have Dominicans who went up to Guadeloupe for medical reasons or for shopping and who are now stranded in Guadeloupe and Martinique, any Dominican who's stranded in Guadeloupe and Martinique will take any fishing boat and come to Dominica. And so they will come to Dominica on a fishing boat in one of the ports, all the ports will be closed, so they'll be coming in the illegal ports. And so in one community, we very well have 20 people, Dominicans, who came back from Guadeloupe. But we do not know. The health system doesn't know. But if we're able to put in the proper protocols established by the WHO, PAHO, at our ports of entry, then you're better able to manage and know who is coming in and be able to monitor them and follow them and so forth.
Prime Minister Skerrit says government is doing all it can and should do in anticipation of possible cases of COVID-19. Thursday's press briefing is part of government's efforts at combating misinformation about the COVID-19 epidemic. The Prime Minister says misinformation or fake news is rampant, and the WHO and PAHO have cautioned against the spread of misinformation. Mr. Skerrit says the Ministry of Health is daily reviewing its plans should there be a case of COVID-19 virus.
There are a number of various committees that have been established. We have the International Health Regulations Committee that is made up largely of the managers of the health system in our country. And then we have an extended IHR committee that involves customs, the port, involves the fire and ambulance services, the various government departments. And we have also established a cabinet subcommittee chaired by myself as Prime Minister and with the Minister of Health as Deputy Chair. And we have also been part of the extended IHR committee. People have been given different roles and responsibilities within the Ministry of Health and wider. I must say that the level of cooperation, collaboration is very high. There's great enthusiasm, there's great commitment by those who are tasked with the various responsibilities. And so that is half of the challenge.
A decision has been taken to reinstate standpipes around the city to promote personal hygiene.
So the mandate is that we need a standpipe around the market, every bus stop, and then what we'll be doing, we'll be putting standpipe attendants, for want of a better nomenclature, with soap and with towels and so on, who will now encourage people to wash their hands, because as we have been told, personal hygiene is first and foremost in our fight. And those attendants will receive training from the health officials, so they themselves are aware, and they'll have a demonstration of how to wash their hands properly. And so we're hoping that we can encourage people to do that.
The Prime Minister says government's primary interest is the safety and well-being of citizens.
The economy is secondary. Our primary interest is to protect our citizens. But at the same time, we cannot take decisions both from a cabinet standpoint and also from a health standpoint based on fear or emotions or anxieties. If anybody is taking a decision based on fear or anxiety, you may not be taking the right decision. You have to work clear head, you have to be properly advised. And therefore we try to, as far as practically possible, to follow the dictates of the World Health Organization, to follow the dictates of the Pan American Health Organization. Dominica, I can tell you, we are in regular contact with PAHO throughout the day, every day. Different officers within the Ministry of Health are in touch with PAHO on a regular basis.
A high-level team from PAHO is in Dominica currently assessing what has been done and making real-time recommendations to government. Local businessman Parry Bellot believes the tourism master plan ought to be reviewed in light of the COVID-19 epidemic. Dominica has updated its tourism policy and master plan with the goal of securing a sustainable platform for the economic growth of the industry. Bellot believes the impact of the COVID-19 epidemic on tourism could be far-reaching.
This thing has affected countries all over the world. We mentioned just earlier about American Airlines have put aside 75% of their aircraft flying. They're just not getting the business. Countries, people don't want to travel and so on. Qantas Airlines for Australia, 25%. About 2 weeks ago they announced that they were moving off. That's affecting tourism in a big way. Dominica, for instance, has been more and more getting accustomed to growth in tourism. Big hotels being built, small hotels recovering, guest houses looking for spin-off buildings. And there was a growth. Last year, for instance, we did fantastically well with our tourism growth since after the hurricane. Of course, we had to build back, So the signs were looking good. But again, the DDA, one of the organizations, quite frankly, I feel are pretty well run and organized. They just a couple of months ago started discussing the revision of their master plan, which they had before the hurricane, and they realized a lot of things have changed.
Bellot was among stakeholders who were privy to the various recommendations on how to further stimulate the tourism sector and gave their feedback.
My main concern is, quite frankly, how much of the plan, that is the revised master plan for tourism, needs to be adjusted given the current epidemic of COVID-19 and its devastating effect on tourism, indeed travel generally throughout the world. We await the DDA's initial strategic response to this new challenge. As far as I'm concerned, most, if not all, of what was discussed, totally irrelevant because of this challenge we have now.
Mr. Bellot is, however, commending the Prime Minister for his leadership on the COVID-19 epidemic.
When he gets involved directly, it moves everything to a higher level. And he was not waiting for his Minister of Health only to speak and so on. He came and he spoke about all the initiatives that they've taken to try and protect the borders and so on. He hasn't gone so far as to ban all tourist ships. And not all countries have banned all tourist ships, So they're watching it, and some, as you know, they have banned. The Minister of Health pointed out that the decisions they have taken in terms of tourist boats, cruise ships, and even the ferry boats having to give advance notice of the health situation of every single passenger, 12 hours before, and any changes, they must have it by 4. And patrolling the Portsmouth Harbour area, where a lot of yachts coming. And they've been fairly loose in terms of, in the old days, checking on people, have they been cleared customs and this kind of thing. You do have the security boats, who have been helping in that. But they have a new role now to make sure that none of the people there come aboard before they have been inspected by health people or custom people, and taking them to where you've been visiting Martinique, Guadeloupe, who now have cases, of coronavirus and whatnot.
A number of measures being taken in one of the country's largest supermarkets to protect staff and customers in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Andrea Louis reports.
Authorities have been drilling home the message of proper and improved hand hygiene in an effort to protect citizens from contracting and spreading the COVID-19 virus should it reach our shores. Dominicans are taking heed of the message, and several business places are putting measures in place to help protect employees and the wider public. Marketing manager at HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, Michelle Joseph, says several steps have been taken by the company to protect its staff and customers.
In light of this pandemic, a lot of steps have been taken to not only protect our staff, but the public, and to prepare the public. So in cases of even the shopping carts, we disinfect the shopping carts I believe they do it every half an hour. So to prevent, because they say wash the hands, but rest in it and, it can transmit it. So that's one step. We disinfect also our doors of entry and exit, both at the front of the store and the back of the store where we take in goods. Our staff are equipped with masks and gloves in the event that it is needed.
There is more on the cards to further protect the customers, and the company believes continued education on hand hygiene is key.
We also have placed signage around the store at key areas of view, so that will be at the deli, the point of exit and entry, at all the cashing stations, and throughout the aisles of measures that customers and staff should take to protect themselves. So that will be washing your hands, sanitizing your hands. We are in the process of getting more hand sanitizer dispensers so we can place them throughout the store for our customers and staff.
In terms of purchases, the marketing manager says as of recently, certain items are being purchased in larger quantities than usual.
From last week, we saw an influx of customers, and it's the same items. So we see the hand sanitizer, the disinfectant wipes, the sprays, the famous toilet tissue that we really can't understand the correlation, vinegar, supreme bleach, which we are the agents for, and items that you would normally buy for hurricane preparedness. We are seeing people purchasing it as possibly their self-quarantine packages. So you see the cricks, the tinned goods, water. A lot of water is being purchased. So basic necessity items.
Management and directors are currently developing an action plan to ensure the safety of customers, staff and staff families should an announcement be made of stringent measures to be taken as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. Animez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Si ou ni maladie HIV et bien maladie sexuelle, si ou pas protéger corps lors qu'on est sexe avec plusieurs monde, ça kay mette la vie ou en gros danger. Ou ka expose tout partenaire au poison et que tant qu'il ka vini avec maladie. Servez yon condom chaque fois ou qu'on est sexe. Changer qui est important pour découvrir maladie à bonheur ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Pour responsabilité, protéger corps et bien les autres. Examiner corps. Aidez de bout si même maladie HIV et l'autre maladie sexuelle.
away $30,000 in cash. Oh, yeah. 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
We Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. Farmers to benefit under a $25 million World Bank funded agricultural livelihoods restoration project may experience some delays due to the COVID-19 epidemic. Andrea Louis has more.
The Dominica Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods Climate Resilience Project, DLCRP, was launched following Hurricane Maria to help farmers and fisherfolk restore their livelihoods through the provision of inputs to help them get back on their feet. Project manager in the project implementation unit of this program, Kerwin Stevenson, says luckily the majority of inputs under phase 1 of this project are on island and will be distributed shortly. He emphasized that plans are in place under this project to help farmers play their part in food security in the event the country is put on lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
From the food security point of view, from the project point of view, we're looking at immediate, short, and some medium-term actions. Immediately, what we have done, we just had a meeting with staff to ensure that we facilitate farmers getting their inputs as fast as possible. So farmers that are in the pipeline to be approved, let's get them approved. So we think that window that we have before Dominica goes into the lockdown mode, we need to get as much inputs out there so that farmers can facilitate planting. We have also facilitated the ministry by providing seeds and potting mix so that we could have centralized production of seedlings for distribution to farmers in the next couple of weeks, should we have a lockdown of trade in Dominica.
Items such as cutlasses, mist blowers, fertilizers, and water tanks, among others, are on island and due to be distributed next week. However, other equipment will be delayed in coming on island due to global travel restrictions.
It's having serious implications on our tools because the tools were only manufactured on approval of the contract. So yes, we have 30, let's say, treaders, but the manufacturers now have to make 30 treaders. Now, 2 things were against us. At the time when the request came from manufacturers, it was just before Christmas time. Normally, factories shut down around Christmas time. and then compounded by the COVID virus issue. So we anticipating some delays, particularly in our request for bids for tools, especially our motorized tools like the threaders, the augers. Up to now we haven't received the augers yet, that's the post-hole diggers. So yes, we certainly see implications with regards to our supply of tools and equipment as a result of those trade restrictions and trade barriers.
Another critical component of this project is training in best farm practices and use of inputs. Mr. Stevenson says the training component will have to be revised in light of suggestions of social distancing and reduced numbers of people at gatherings.
To be honest with you, we're now putting in place all the training, contacting the facilitators, etc. But now you said that we now have to look at that training in a different light in light of COVID-19. From a staff point of view, we're looking at using more e-platforms for communicating among ourselves. But in terms of farmers, that's a very good point that you raised. How do we get training to farmers sensitized without contact? That's a challenge. In terms of the ability for training farmers in light of social distancing, that's a critical point. We're going to have to look at that and see how we can at least reduce any numbers of interaction.
And 10 fashion designers embark on a journey to make their brand known around the country, the region, and the world. This is the aim of a two-day workshop organized by the Dominica Youth Business Trust in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dexia, and Royal Globe Inc. Export Development Officer at Dexia, Monique Jacob, says this workshop will help to advance Dominica's creative industries and facilitate increased trade beyond the country's borders.
We want to hear your concerns and be one of your advocates to make things happen. We are here to provide the necessary technical support to fashion entrepreneurs so that you become export ready and are able to export top quality Dominican designs. I also implore you to seek opportunities to collaborate and learn from each other and to build your individual brands and further advance the national fashion industry. Each designer here has a place in Dominica's fashion industry advancement, and I want you each to work to cement that place.
The workshop is being facilitated by Lorraine Del Sol and Mary Green, both successful Dominican fashion designers based in Canada. Coordinator of the Dominica Youth Business Trust, Kerry and Remy Timothy, says this workshop will help the DYBT have a greater reach among entrepreneurs.
Most time we are connected to agro-processors, but DYBT has a wide range of entrepreneurs. We have those in the service sector, those in the fashion, and the agro-processors and agriculture entrepreneurs, as we can see. But then, having worked with IOM, we're looking at increasing the capacity of DYBT entrepreneurs and also DYBT, and we working in the diaspora. We felt that this was a new area to look at, that we have other persons, other entrepreneurs in different fields, and working with those in fashion, having two diasporans from Dominica who have made their name out there in fashion industry to share their knowledge as part of our networking activities was a good start in terms of showcasing other entrepreneurs besides those who are agro-processing.
One of the fashion designers at the workshop, Kimara Matthew, acknowledged that there are several challenges in the fashion industry in Dominica and hopes to learn a lot from this workshop.
From my experience, I've noted that fashion have its challenges, and I think because it's a new industry that we're looking at, we do not have many persons with experiences that can mentor us and actually take us from one point to the other. So I believe that this is one of our main challenges, because most of us, we have the passion, we are really inspired by everything around us, but I think the framework is somewhat weak, and I think the support system is somewhat weak because it's new. So this is one of the main challenges that I found as a designer that is up and coming.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, when Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Away $30,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, a look again at the headlines. Prime Minister Skerrit says schools will remain open until shutting them down becomes inevitable. One of the largest supermarkets takes steps to protect customers and staff from COVID-19. And the coronavirus pandemic expected to slow down implementation of the Agricultural Livelihoods Restoration Project. You may access the news on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I'm Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.